as you know, this week is recognized as Drive Electric Week. And it is also the very beginning of National Cooperative Month. So what you have today is your local electric cooperative, Roanoke Electric Co-op, celebrating with our partners, our member owners, and our friends to celebrate this month. And this is the very first Roanoke Electric Energy Solutions Expo. Let's give ourselves a hand for that. I first want to acknowledge some of our partners and friends that have been very instrumental in helping us pull this together. The very first person I want to recognize is shooting a picture of me right now, standing right in front of me, and that's Dr. Holmes Hummel with Clean Energy Works, the founder of Clean Energy Works, who has worked very extensively with Roanoke Electric and has brought some tremendous ideas to your local electric cooperative. I do also want to recognize that while we have you here today, we are also live streaming this event. And we have people joining us from all over the state and probably all over the country as a part of this exciting celebration that we have. So let me recognize a few other people who may not be here with us today, or are not here with us today and are watching us via live stream. I want to recognize Steve Collin, and he's with the Clean Energy Technology Center, and he's represented today by Albert Lunsford. Is Mr. Lunsford here? There he is. Hey, just give us a big shout out. Give us a big, there you go. Also want to recognize Brian Koval. He is at Advanced Energy, and he serves on the board of the Southeast Energy Efficiency Alliance, and he's represented today by Daniel Reel. I think Daniel is he here? Haven't seen him yet. Okay. Marilyn Marsh Robinson is the Energy Program Partnerships and Outreach Senior Manager with Environmental Defense Fund. I haven't seen Marilyn yet, but I know she's with us online. A few other folks we've been working very closely with. I want to recognize, I don't know if they're here yet, Michelle Moore with Groundswell is the CEO of Groundswell. Michelle's not here. Adam Swartz with the Cooperative Way is the founder of that organization. And then, of course, Michael Spink, who is the Senior Vice President of Research and Development with Civic Federal Credit Union. I know Michael is here. I had a few words. There's Michael. But not only recognizing them, but recognizing all of you for taking the time to be here with us today. I just thank you for your presence today. Let me give you a little bit of just insight on exactly what we mean when we say energy solutions. And I'll just go down a list of things that Roanoke Electric has embarked upon as a part of our mission. And as I think about our mission, I also think about the leadership that we have at Roanoke Electric, and I would be remiss if I didn't recognize our Vice Chairman, Mr. Nat Riddick, who's in the blue shirt. He's raising his hand. Mr. Riddick, thank you for your leadership and for accepting the vision that we have at the cooperative to bring what we believe are some pretty important energy solutions. We're executing a strategy that's being led by someone you're going to hear from in a few minutes, Marshall Cherry, our Chief Operating Officer, and the team of Roanoke Electric employees. And what we're trying to do is incorporate a combination of things as simple as paperless billing. You may say, well, that's pretty insignificant, but is it really? You know, I remember the time when the way most people would pay their electric bills, they get in their car, spend a couple of an hour sometimes to drive all the way to the office to pay their bill. That costs gas, that pollutes the environment, and it also is just not efficient. So we put in programs as simple as just making it easy for you to go online and pay your bill. Some of the other things that we've done is looked at how we can be more energy efficient as member consumers or member owners. And we have a very progressive member engaged energy efficiency program that we call Upgrade to Save. And it allows our member owners to save on their energy bills. Along with that, we have a number of smart energy devices, things such as smart thermostats, so that you can monitor and control the temperature of your home, even when you're not there, and not waste electricity cooling or heating an empty house. Putting devices on your water heater controls to make sure you save energy with that. Community solar is another program that we put in place. When we often think about solar, we think about putting something on top of our roof or in our yard to capture the sunlight and create energy from the solar that comes from the sun. Well, your cooperative has put together a program called Community Solar, where we take the initiative to go ahead and build those solar farms, and we can allow individuals to have a portion of that to be in the solar business themselves. Then there's something called battery storage, where you can store that energy coming from the sun and use it when it's needed. We're also using solar to share the use of that solar facility to help our member owners cut down on their energy consumption and do upgrades on their homes to do repairs that can stop some of the waste of energy flowing in and out of the home. But what it takes to make all of this work is connectivity. Your cooperative is also involved in broadband. You know that we're pushing broadband all across the region, and it takes broadband for a lot of these other programs to work. But this is Drive Electric Week. But all of these are exciting programs, but the one I wanted to spend a little bit of emphasis on is electric vehicles. Sitting behind me are 2 electric vehicles that we use at the co-op to move about. And what's really exciting about that is these vehicles cost a lot less to operate. I was just sharing with a few gentlemen earlier about, they asked me, well, what is the range of these vehicles? Well, one of them, the Nissan here, can get about 150, 200 miles on a full battery charge. The Tesla can get almost 250 miles on a full battery charge. And to fill up or to charge up that battery, it costs anywhere in the ballpark of about $10 to do that. Now, how many of you gone to the gas station recently and filled up for $10? You might be there a few seconds for $10 to work. But that is what it takes to recharge these. And on top of that, Roanoke Electric has put in a pilot program to allow you to charge at a time when the cost of power is the least for us. And that saves all of us money, not only the driver of these cars, but also the cooperative. Now, to do that, you need something to charge it with at home. And a part of that program is to install a charging station at your home. And then we're doing that at no cost to the member owners. So am I excited about it? Yes, we're very excited. Now, the big hit for today is the bus. So we're very fortunate to have on demonstration today an electric school bus. Now, how many of you before today have seen an electric school bus firsthand? I think this is the first time for most of us to be able to actually put hands on an electric school bus. Now, that is pretty exciting. And not only will this allow for a cleaner transportation for our students who are in many cases where we are on the school bus for as long as an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, morning and evening. And if it's a diesel bus, they're breathing in fumes from those diesel emissions that come off of those buses. And that can create health problems for our kids. That's one of many benefits. Just like with the cars, it costs less to operate a school bus. Now, none of our school systems have put any of these in place yet, but we're working very closely with one of our school systems, Bertie County, to do that. And we have representatives from Bertie County here with us today that we're partnering with to make that a reality. So super excited about this. Why is all of this important? Well, first of all, for our member owners, it's really about pocketbook issues. That's something we talk about a lot at Roanoke Electric. we work very hard as a part of our strategy to reduce the cost of electricity and the consumption of electricity for our member owners. So that those pocketbook issues create burdens for our families, and we know that that's something that we're trying to help alleviate. Cost containment for the cooperative is also important, making sure we keep our costs down so that we can maintain our rates. And on top of all of that, we want to be good stewards of the environment. We also believe that at Roanoke, as things happen, as this world changes, as the energy sector changes, in which it is changing very rapidly, we think it's unfair and unacceptable for any of our member owners to be left out of that equation, or our community members. So we're working very hard to keep up with what's happening. And it's not just Roanoke Electric. We have a lot of folks who are involved with this. The work that we're doing is consistent and in concert with Governor Roy Cooper's executive order number 80 on clean transportation. What we're doing today is right in his plan, and we're working very closely with the state to be able to collaborate and be a part of that plan. Our federal government has the strong prospect of passing major legislation at some point, at 1 hour, at some point in the next few days, hopefully, into law that will support clean transportation as we're demonstrating today. What we hope will come out of that are major financial incentives that will make doing this clean energy for our citizens possible, and not just something that folks who have higher incomes can enjoy. Now, major manufacturers are involved in this, just like Thomas Bus, who you see here today. They're leading with technology that will allow us to have both clean transportation and a more efficient electrical grid, one that is less dependent on fossil fuels. Then getting right down to the consumer level, we're excited that we have partners like Mary Reynolds Babcock Foundation. And this is what they've done for the co-op recently. They just granted Roanoke Electric subsidiary, REDI, the Roanoke Center, $180,000 to support 17 of our member owners to better afford one of these for themselves, which is, again, less expensive to operate and own. And we're using that support of $180,000 to provide 17 $5,000 grants to member owners who come forward and say, we want to purchase a new electric vehicle, hopefully from one of our local car dealers right here in Hawley. So that's available right now as we speak. And we hope that you'll spread the word and get folks to come by and see us before they do this. We also are leveraging the funds that we're getting from Mary Reynolds Babcock to get those member owners who come forward to participate in that pilot program that I mentioned earlier, which comes with a discounted rate, as I said earlier, and that charging station that we'll install at no cost to the member owner in the home, which is a $1,700 value. Now, needless to say, we are really, really pumped up, charged, excited, ready to push these initiatives forward. And today is just a way for us to celebrate. So we're so happy that you're joining us today. You're going to hear more from some of our other folks who are going to be coming to us with remarks. But I'm just excited that you came out to spend the day with us, a part of your day with us, and to give me a few minutes of your time. So next, I'm going to turn it over to Shavonda Roundtree, who is with the office of Congressman G.K. Butterfield, who's going to come and give remarks from his office. Shavonda, let's give her a hand.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Shavonda Roundtree. I'm the Outreach and Constituent Services Representative for Congressman Butterfield. Unfortunately, he was not able to attend today because of DC business with the infrastructure bill and the budget. However, he does send his regards. He really appreciates Roanoke Electric for all the work that they're doing in our community, from the electric school bus, from the land retention program, to ensuring that our community stays efficient in energy. We really appreciate the leadership from Roanoke Electric, and we appreciate you allowing us to collaborate with you all. Thank you so much for inviting us. And if y'all ever need us please do not hesitate to reach out and contact our office for anything that we can help you with. Thanks again, and thanks for allowing me to be with you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Roundtree. Good morning, everyone. All right. So a few days ago, by presidential proclamation, President Joseph R. Biden declared October 2021 to be the National Clean Energy Action Month. What a great way to kick off this historic moment in our nation's history. Would you say? Major way, right? You know, nearly 1 in 3 Americans have seen their communities devastated by being struck through natural disasters. The climate crisis is here, and it's threatened the safety and the health of Americans all across the world as well. And as the country continues to face droughts, things like heat waves, wildfires, floods, and hurricanes, we recognize that the window to avoid catastrophic outcomes is rapidly closing. The science is undeniable, and the cost of inaction is rising. At the same time, winter storms and hurricanes, and we know about some hurricanes in this region, right, have tragically reminded us of the suffering and loss of life that can occur when access to energy is cut off or disrupted. So during National Clean Energy Action Month, we recognize the importance of a clean energy future and the vital role that we all have to play in working to avert the climate crisis. Now, you all have heard our president and CEO, Mr. Curtis Wynn, talk about a lot of things that we're doing. And I'm sure many of you, just like our team internally, wonder, how do we get all of this done? First and foremost, I definitely want to give a quick shout out to our team. So if you are a team member of Roanoke Electric Co-op or its family of companies, please raise your hand. If you're on Zoom, just give me a shout, whatever the case may be. If you all will just acknowledge our teammates here. Secondly, how else do we get it done? We get it done, and you've already heard the list of quite a few of great partners to help us stand up the work. We have access to some amazing partners who help us day in and day out continue to push the needle forward around clean energy and how do we continue to transform the grid. So we're very thankful for all of our partners. So if you all will, just please give our partners who've already been recognized a big round of applause. So given all of this, let us all continue together, partner, right? And recommit to acting on the climate crisis. And let's do it with urgency and moving quickly toward cleaner solutions so we can create a healthier, safer, and more prosperous future for all Americans. Thank you all so much. And at this time, I'd like to call on our youth ambassador. Let me recognize the guy for the bus. Got it. One transition here, sorry.
When I was recognizing partners earlier, I did mention the bus, but I do want to call some names because they have come a long ways to make this possible. We have 3 representatives from Thomas Bus, who's the manufacturer of the bus itself. And as I mentioned their names, I think you'll be hearing from them later today. Mark Childers, Mark has his hand raised. Greg Webb, Greg is here. Steve Johnson, the 3 of them are with Thomas Built Bus. And also Phil Laughlin, who's been giving the demonstrations and giving information about the bus. He is with Carolina Thomas, who's one of the dealers of the Thomas Built Bus. So we want to give them a hand for all of the effort that they put into making this happen.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you for your partnership and continue looking forward to doing more of the same. And so at this time, I'd like to call on our youth ambassador who's done a great job of helping us stand up to work continuously and talk about the future. And that will be Mr. Mike Hawley. Mike.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Hawley, and I am a 5th grader from Raleigh, North Carolina. I first started my EV adventure in 2017 when I saw a YouTube video about Teslas. and I was hooked. I was intrigued by the sleek interior and the sleek exterior and the really smart interior. Also, I like Teslas because they help lower carbon emissions. Carbon emissions cause global warming. I even convinced my dad to get a Tesla, and my first road trip was 7 hours. We stopped 2 times for 25 minutes. But the only thing is that we only paid $2. Thank you for listening, and I'll be over by the Tesla if you have any questions.
Another round of applause. That's the future, y'all. That's the future. Absolutely. At this time, we would like to certainly make sure we recognize our leadership who've done a great job of partnering with Roanoke Electric over the years as well. So do we have any city and county officials with us? We'll give you a few minutes to come up and be recognized as well. I know I saw Mr. John Horton earlier, a county commissioner here in Hertford County. All right, you want to come up, Mr. Horton? Be recognized, sir. And also, I see my good friend over there, Miss Betty Jo Shepherd. So we're going to call you up as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Horton, the Vice Chairman of Hertford County Board of Commissioners. And on behalf of that board, I do want to thank our partners in this deal. Any event that comes in Hertford County, we consider a partner. And Roanoke Electric is one of the best partners that we have. And I want to thank them for being a partner for Hertford County.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks so much, Mr. Horton. And again, I see my great friend, Ms. Betty Jo Shepherd, who represents Senator Burr's office. You want to come up and say a few words? All right.
Thank you so much, Marshall. And it's so good to be here with you today, bringing you greetings from the senior senator of the state of North Carolina, Senator Richard Burr. And he knew that if Roanoke Electric was having anything today, that I'd be there. We are huge supporters of all our electric co-ops. And I especially pay a lot of attention to Roanoke Electric because it's in the part of the state where I live. I just hate I'm a town person and cannot be a customer down here. But Roanoke Electric does so much for Northeastern North Carolina. They are always promoting everything that's advantageous to their customers. And I know very little about electric cars or emissions and carbon and all that kind of stuff. So I'm down here today to learn, and it's great to see all these partners here. I can't wait to get around to all the different tents and booths and all, and check out, because I'm always interested in Eastern and Northeastern North Carolina. And I just thank Roanoke Electric for doing this and for including our office. Thank you, Marshall.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all of your support. All right. So next up, do we have any more city county officials? Did we miss anyone? Okay. All right. So you all have heard the introduction of our partners from Thomasville, and I believe we're going to have a demonstration, an electric school bus demo at this time. You all give them a hand.
Thank you, Marshall. Appreciate it. My name is Mark Childers with Buses, and on behalf of Thomasville Buses and our 1,300 employees in High Point, we're really honored to be here with you today to show you our electric school bus. Interesting enough, in 2020, one of the exciting things about our bus was, I don't know if you caught this, but we were voted the coolest thing made in North Carolina. So we wear that proudly at Thomas, and we're very excited about that. And there's that contest is going on If you look on the website, there's another contest this year. We're not in it, so but we're very excited about that. And I want to say too about Roanoke and Curtis, the team that you guys have assembled. What you guys are doing here today is significant because it is transforming a part of our transportation segment that sometimes can be overlooked. And we're excited that the school bus has kind of begun the rise in the transportation world, and it's starting to take note. We're very honored that the administration is looking at that with funding, and that's a big help for this that's out there. And so we're very excited about that. And we're very honored. Earlier in this year, in April, the Honorable Vice President Kamala Harris was at Thomas Built Buses, and we had the privilege of giving her a tour and showing her the electric school bus. And so we were very honored of that. But what we wanted to share with you today is around the school bus, and I think we're going to take a little bit of a walk around here in a minute. We'll talk about some of the features of the school bus. But it is a transforming an industry to improve the health of our students and those who ride this industry. Today, we've delivered 96 electric school buses throughout the country, and all the way from Tok, Alaska to Beverly, Massachusetts to Oklahoma. And so we're continuing to deliver those buses. They're made here in North Carolina by our North Carolina family, and we're honored to that. We're producing a product that goes outside of the state. And we have more orders. We're excited about the future and what it brings. And so, again, on behalf of the Thomas team, we want to say thank you. Congratulations on your very first expo here, and we're very honored to be a part of it. Thank you guys for that. I think what I was understood, we're going to take a little tour around the bus. Is that what we have up? Okay, great. Anita, is that what we're going to do? So I'm supposed to put this down. Okay, all right, I'll keep it with me. So as I've said earlier, this is our C2 Thomas school bus, and this is the largest school bus that we build. Is on Type C chassis, and this bus seats around 77 passengers. We can go up to 81 based on the seating configuration. But this bus has 220 kilowatts of energy on the vehicle. Two battery packs that are manufactured by Proterra Battery, which is a company that we've partnered with. Proterra manufactures those batteries in Burlingame, California, and they are shipped to our facility, our sister company in Gaffney, South Carolina, to Freightliner Custom Chassis. The chassis part, which is the front up there in the hood and just the frame rails, comes to us at Thomas, and then we put all this fun body on it to make it usable for our customers. The battery packs actually sit basically between about right here, all the way over to about right here on the bus. And there are two packs here, individual. Where do we charge the bus? Great question if you ask. So this is our charge port. So this is a J1772 with a C1 plug, and we are a DC charge vehicle. We elected in our design for our product to go DC charge because of operational needs of our customers. DC charge in a heavy commercial vehicle like this is the right strategy for charging a vehicle. We can charge this vehicle on a 60 kilowatt charger roughly in around 3 hours, a little over 3 hours. If it's totally out, it can charge in around 3 hours. Higher power chargers, we can go up to about a 90 kilowatt charger, and we'll charge in less than 3 hours, roughly 2.7. So what did we do with this bus to make it electric? Well, we took out the internal combustion engine, we took out a lot of the DF components, and we replaced it with a lot of high voltage components. Underneath the hood, what you see up there are a number of those high voltage components. Lesson here on safety for a high voltage vehicle. So if it is an orange cable, stay away from it, okay? So everybody around here understands that if it's an orange cable, be careful. That's a high voltage cable, that's an industry. So there are high voltage cables on this bus, but from our safety design, we included those cables in between the frame rails. So there are cables outside of the frame rails, which are in the middle of this bus, and we did that by design for safety. So that's a very important part of our strategy at Thomas, to make sure that this vehicle is a safe vehicle for our students. We go through a lot of safety testing right now, and we're continuing to do that on the vehicle to make sure that we understand how this vehicle is going to perform. Of course, we also meet all the federal regulations and state requirements for this high voltage vehicle. We can go around 138 miles on the bus. And where's Mike? Where would he go? He took a Tesla, and I don't know how many were in your Tesla, Mike. How many was in that Tesla with you? Michael. How many were in the car with you? Yeah, during your trip. 4 people. So in this electric vehicle, I got you beat, buddy, here. I can take around 77. So if you can find 77 of your friends, we'll take you for a big old ride, okay? And so we're very excited about that. It's a very efficient vehicle. So when you start to look at the efficiency of the electric school bus, a typical diesel school bus around the country will fit right around 7 to 7.5 miles per gallon. And on the electric school bus, right around 22 to 24 miles per gallon, diesel gallon equivalent. So it's very efficient. As I said earlier, costs less to operate from an electrical standpoint, fueling, also from a maintenance standpoint. So we are seeing improvements in the maintenance on the vehicle from reduced cost, and those are savings that go back right into the community for the schools that have a lower operating cost. A couple other things on this bus, and I'll wrap up with this. Not only is it just safety about the electric school bus, but it's all of our buses that we produce at Thomas. This bus, you'll see there's 4 cameras on this bus, the one right here above me, and there's 3 other ones on it. It's our PV360 cameras. The driver sitting in the front seat can actually see all the way around the bus, and they can see outside of the vehicle. We also have a lane avoidance departure system on this vehicle as well, and auto reversing doors. So that if a student were to get their hands or backpack in this board, it would open up very similar to what we have in the elevator side of elevator senses that it opens up, similar to our school bus. At Thomas, our strategy is not only to stop with just the C2, but also look at how do we electrify all of our other products out there. And in closing, I want to talk about the relationship that we have with the utility and the local co-ops. For us as a community to be successful, it requires the utility and the co-ops, the community, the schools, and the OEM manufacturers to come together and have a strong conversation around how to transition transportation from an internal combustion engine to the future, which is the electric school bus. And so it's such an important part. We love to have those conversations with our customers and our communities and the utilities that are out there. And for Roanoke Electric, you guys are on the forefront of changing not only this community, but also for other be a leadership position. And so we want to thank you very much for the day, and we wish you the best. Come by and talk with us. We're happy to share more about our electric school bus. So thank you so much.
Good job. Thank you very much, Mark. Right. Well, I think we're at closing remarks, and I certainly want to give a special shout out to 2 of my teammates here who have just done an outstanding job of putting together today's event. If you have one. At this time, like our leaders who have led us through this event and put in a lot of time coordinating this event. Anita Knight, our senior manager of engineering and information technology services. Please George, our coordinator of community relations.
So you guys can see we got a top team working for you and are here for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming out. Sure. Guys, remember, love you guys. Just listen to his colleagues, all of them. We like to do things the Roanoke way. Worldwide. So hands up again. You the Thanksgiving, please do without it. Visit our food trucks hanging over there. We got GQs on food trucks. We have a healthy, sensible snack truck, so please take some healthy snacks back with you. So thank you all, continue to enjoy the rest of your day.